Take a moment to peek into the lives of inspirational people living the true definition of happiness with author, presenter, personal stylist and coach Moana Robinson, who chats to people who have overcome challenges to live their best life. Moana is a passion and purpose coach and a personal stylist who empowers others to discover their best life and style, regardless of age. Here is Moana.
Hello everyone and welcome to Take a Moment with me, Moana Robinson, the Sassy Stylist. Normally on this podcast I speak with inspiring women about a challenge they have faced in life and how they have overcome it, sharing their wisdom so that others may learn from their experience. Today's interview is a little bit different, but I felt it was so valuable that I really wanted to share it with you. Originally, this conversation with Natalie was recorded as part of a case study after she had colour and style consultation with me. I wanted to capture her thoughts about the experience, and it became clear as we talked that the conversation went much deeper than simply talking about clothes or colour. It became a discussion about self-understanding, confidence, identity, and how we present ourselves can influence how we feel about ourselves and how we show up in the world. And I realised that many women could benefit from hearing Natalie's reflections. So today I'm sharing this conversation in the Take a Moment format, because sometimes the challenges we face are not always dramatic life events. Sometimes the challenge is simply not truly understanding ourselves, what suits us, what reflects who we are, and how we want to present ourselves to the world. One of the things I often encourage women to do is to take a moment for themselves, to pause, to reflect, to invest a little time in understanding themselves better. Because when we do that, something quite powerful happens. We begin to see ourselves more clearly and more confident. We can step forward in life feeling more aligned with who we truly are. So I hope that Natalie's experience inspires you to take a moment for yourself and perhaps discover something new about who you are and how you want to show up in the world. Let's take a moment now and listen to Natalie's story. Have you had any kind of thoughts about your wardrobe since getting your colour and style done? Was there anything that you thought suited you and doesn't suit you anymore, that you know doesn't suit you?
Do you know, I think actually the most interesting thing was being able to explain why the things I knew didn't suit me, and realizing that it wasn't me having an off day or something I could change. And some of it was color. So I think like what I found really interesting, I loved it when you explained how a dress can wear you or you can wear a dress. And I had lots of dresses that were wearing me. So I loved them. Like I love the dress, but on me, it doesn't do me any favors. So that was really interesting. The thing about how low cut it is the length of your face. I was like, oh, that's why these things don't look nice. And so I've changed a few. So we did our session and I came home and the next day I basically got rid of not loads of stuff, but just things where I'd had a nagging suspicion they weren't really right for me. And I thought, they're not right for you. Just be done with it now. And then you were great and said, you know, you don't have to go and redo your wardrobe overnight. Just every time you get a new thing, get a new thing. So I have my trusty colour swatch and it's in the drawer next to my keys. So if I'm ever going out and might be going shopping, I take it with me. And the number of things I've tried on and gone, I love it. And then got my colours out and gone, nope. You love the dress, but it's not going to bring out the best in you. Yeah, that was really big in the Christmas sales, actually. I did a lot of sale shopping and a lot of carrying my cards around and working out what looked best.
Yeah, that's great. Can you tell everybody what colour swatch you've got?
So I have Exquisite, which tucked away at the back are a lot more neutral and subtle colours. But I've drawn the attention to the bright colours. And I found this so interesting as well. Like I'd have never picked out these kind of peachy orange colors to wear in a million years. But actually, the week that we did the thing, I was dropping some stuff off at an op shop, and I was still a bit skeptical that these would be my colors. But there was a
Yeah.
gorgeous kind of coral top. So I was
Mhm.
like, well, I'll buy it because if it looks hideous, nothing,
Yeah,
nothing lost.
great
Um,
idea.
and I went home and put it on, and my husband and my daughter were both like, "Oh, you look amazing in that color." I was like, "Oh, right, okay." So that was pretty cool because I'd have never even thought to try that kind of stuff.
Love the top that you're wearing today.
Thank you very much. Well, yes, I mean this has several of the colors, and I love that. I love that you were like, "Don't be too rigid about this." Like, I really, when you explained whether people are warm or cool colors, and so the realization that I'm warm colors was really helpful. And you said, if it looks like it would broadly fit in, you don't have to be rigid about it. Again, I really liked that because, you can look at something and go, "Oh, I love it, I love it." And then you're like, no, actually, that's a cool pink, or that's cool blue, that's not right. But then this one, I was like, oh, it's got lots of the right colors in, so I'm sure I'm good with that.
Yeah, and you can successfully wear patterns too, which is really good.
Yeah, yeah. And that was nice. Like, I love that you were just so like so warm and accepting of just who I am and what I look like. Like I was a bit I've always been kind of intimidated by beauty counters and stylish people in chic shops. Um, and you're very glamorous, Moana, and your website is so lovely. And I was like, oh, how's this going to be? And it's funny because actually I was on a cruise in December and I went for like a skincare consultation, and the guy doing it, the doctor doing it, said, "Imagine if I could get rid of your freckles. How amazing would that be?" Like, that would be amazing. That's my face. And he's like, "But wouldn't you just look better without them?" And I was like, you are not my person. Like, I love my freckles. And yeah, so I loved it when you were like, well, because you've got freckles, it means you can do all this kind of stuff with clothes that people with kind of porcelain skin can't. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like I had no idea. I mean, I like patterns, but I had no idea about that kind of complement between skin tone, skin type, and then what you wear as well.
Well, I'll tell you something. I was talking to a beauty therapist the other day, and she said one of the ladies who works with her has asked her, because she now does eyebrow tattooing and things like that. One of the ladies who works with her, who's got completely plain skin, she's actually French. She asked her friend, her colleague, to tattoo some freckles onto her.
Wow. Well, I mean, I'm a big fan of them. So
That you're so natural and you've got this youthful exuberance about you. And that's why exquisite also, the feel of the color palette works, because it's not just your inherent colors, it's also your personality that comes into it as well. And I think if people get relaxed about their colors and treat their colors and their style as a guide, then it stops that analysis paralysis where people are sort of too scared to try anything else outside of their color palette. And I encourage you to try some colors that aren't in your color palette just so that you can see the difference. I do it. I do it with style. I go and try bohemian styles on every now and again just to prove to myself that I don't really suit them. Not my style personality.
yeah.
Yeah, so and same with the colors. You don't really realize until you try clothes on that aren't your colors. And then you think, and if you haven't had a color analysis, then you don't understand why you don't suit those colors.
Well, I thought like it was so interesting when we got down to like the last two kind of books of colors, and then you're like, at this stage it's personality as much as it is color.
Mm.
But I think one of my big realizations when you were talking to me about the psychology of color, and like I'd read a bit of stuff about that before, but the realization of how other people might feel about the colors I'm wearing. So if I'm wearing like really bold, confident, bright colors, because that's how I feel, but I'm in an environment where maybe I need to make sure it's not about me, or I know that the person I'm talking to can sometimes feel a bit threatened, perhaps, that the best thing to do is like that I can control that, that I can really think about what impact I have for me, but what unintended consequence what I'm wearing might have for other people. So I found that super interesting. The other thing I found really interesting about the style piece, and one of the reasons I came to you was Well, partly because I'm relatively new to Australia and Gold Coast, and I'm from a cold place, so I've got a perfectly adequate wardrobe for Melbourne, but I couldn't dress for the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
But also over the last few years, because being in your mid-40s is a wonderful time. I'm not the same size I used to be. Um, and I felt like I couldn't wear what I used to wear, or I was wearing different stuff and it didn't feel quite right. Um, and I sort of left you with this realization that actually I'd previously had quite a good sense of what suited me and the shapes. And I just needed to buy stuff like that in a larger size and be less proud, like rather than just wearing different stuff. So that's been quite interesting. And I definitely found a lot of the stuff that I went out and bought in the sales and that I've been looking at for, my job interviews, it's more like it's in line with your guidance, which was very in line with what my mum had told me suited me. And I just have to make my peace with the fact it may not be the same size it used to, but like it's not about the label size, it's about your body composition. So that was really, obvious when you said it, but it hadn't been obvious to me before you said it. So
And sometimes we just need to, as well as literally hold the mirror up, sometimes we need to metaphorically hold the mirror up so that you can see for yourself what you already know.
yeah.
Most women do know what suits them. It's just having that second opinion and having the science of it explained to them.
Yeah, well, and I found that fascinating as well. Like when you had me standing against the wall with my hands on the bottom of my ribs and leaning over, and I was like, oh wow, like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of cool to see how you know that kind of stuff. Yeah, I found that really interesting.
Some really fun the way that Emily took an interest in it as well, your daughter.
I mean, she's got very strong opinions on what I wear. A lot of what I might choose as dopamine dressing, she thinks is truly terrible. But I think actually, if I follow all the things that I've bought based on the advice that you gave me, when I come down wearing them, she's like, "You look so pretty." In fact, the other day she said, "Mummy, why do you look so pretty? Where are you going?" But even that, like I'm not working at the moment, which is a unusual period for me, and I've always had like fancy black tie attire, work clothes, and then really scruffy leisure wear. Like they've been my three genres of clothes. And I think, again, talking to you made me realize that actually, whilst I'm not at work, I don't want to wear really scruffy leisure wear all the time. Like that's not right for me. I don't have the body of a fitness model, so that's not the image I'm going for. And so even just realizing, like I'm wearing shorts today, but realizing I could wear shorts with a really pretty blouse, and that's just much like it makes me feel better about myself than wearing it with the kind of vest I'd have worn in my 20s. That's an easy wardrobe go-to staple. Like that's definitely helped me feel just a bit more confident about going about everyday life.
What I really liked was I think you made an instant decision to have a colour and style consultation, because I think I got the booking on the Friday and that was for the Monday, the following Monday that there was an availability. And I thought, wow, this is someone who really knows what she wants. Like there was like a phone call and heaps of questions and things like that. So what was it that prompted you to have a colour and style analysis?
Yeah, well, I've got a few friends who'd had it done years ago back home and they'd raved about it. So it had always been in the back of my mind as a thing that they said, look, it's just really fun. Like it's just really interesting. It came up for me though, because my role was made redundant in August. So I gave myself a bit of time out just to chill out, had knee surgery, sat on the sofa, watched some TV. And then I thought, right, time to think about how to invest in me. What are all the things I haven't done? What will make me feel more confident, more self-assured, and just be fun and interesting and a real investment in myself. I realized I probably needed to get some headshots done because I was going to be looking for a job and also looking to start my own coaching business. So I was looking for photographers and actually found you through looking for a photographer. Looked at your website and thought, that looks awesome. And because I decided I was going to do it, I was like, no time like the present, let's get on with it, not a moment to waste. So, and you were available, which was amazing. I was so delighted that you were free. And I came and had a great time.
And you've had some gorgeous photos taken as well.
Oh, yeah, it was so much fun. And I really, really, I don't love having my photograph taken at all. I really don't. And I loved going in there, kind of having gone through the clothes process and the style process with you and sort of found some language to describe me. Um,
Hmm.
Sumi, the photographer, is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, she'd have drawn it out of me in one way or another, but I went in feeling much more confident. And even the conversation you and I had had about makeup, so I don't tend to wear very much makeup. And I'd been thinking, should I, in my mid-40s, I should probably know how to put on my makeup. And you just said, look, if you don't wear makeup, don't wear makeup, which was so brilliant. Like, I loved you for that. I really loved you for that. Obviously, I knew when I was going to get headshots done, I wanted to get my face done because I know you look better on camera if you are made up. But again, just going in going, I do not want to look made up. I know you have to make me up a lot to make me look like I'm not made up, but the outcome of this needs to be that I look like it's just my face, because that's what you see when you meet me. I'm just going to come with my face. So again, getting that all done was really, really fun.
It's so important. Sumi's doing a Be Authentic campaign at the moment, and that is one of my top values. And I think for my clients as well, I want them to feel like the best version of themselves. And I think you are inspiring because you come across as the best version of yourself. And even now with your colors and your style, and like I said, youthful, just keep on thinking that youthful word, because it's quite handy to have, as well as you working out your style words, to have someone else have some style words for you. And I see you as being very youthful and just having this beautiful energy about you. And I would hate to think that you would lose that by trying to look like someone else. So it's really good that you're so determined to look like yourself.
I appreciate that. Do you know,
Yeah.
even the youthful observation that you gave me, though, has been helpful in kind of more ways than one, because, every strength has its kind of shadow side.
Yeah.
And I have been observing how some people, because I'm meeting a lot of people at the moment in the quest to get a job, um, I can see that some people may not realize my professional capabilities because I come across with kind of warmth and sunshine as my starting point. I don't lead with, I've been a CEO and I've done all of these things. Like, that's not how I'd present myself to the world. But again, really interesting trying to understand how I come across and how they receive me and what to dial up and what to dial down, and that kind of balance between what I show by what I wear and then what I present and what I say. I found that really interesting to think about, just that kind of the whole package, because obviously so much of what we communicate is not the words we say, it's all the stuff that goes with it. I think, I love that you said I was youthful and that was a good thing. Like, I really appreciated that. And the more I've thought about it, I'm like, you're absolutely right. Like, it's, lots of people would love to feel like that. And also it's useful to know that some people may look at that and go, and are you therefore serious? And you can be both youthful and serious at the same time. And it's, that kind of how that manifests through my clothes for interviews or coffee meetings has been just, again, really like, it's just been a really good nudge to me to think about, in this context with this person, what's the specific way I want to use my clothes to set up the interaction we're going to have, which honestly I've never thought about before. I'd be like, I'm wearing something nice, is it formal or is it not formal? That would be the kind of sophistication of it. But it just gave me a kind of another layer of what I might think about.
It does. It kind of gives you another tool to use when you're meeting with someone, and keep that up your sleeve. Keep all your experience and everything. If the person is important enough to need to know all of that sort of stuff, they will discover that for themselves. And I wonder if it's a much better way around than someone who appears to be serious and have all the knowledge and have all the experience, and then people discover, oh, maybe she doesn't know what she's talking about, or she doesn't have the experience. So then it's a very pleasant, refreshing discovery to find, wow, she's so youthful and energetic and refreshing, and she's got all this experience.
Oh, well, thank you, Moana. There you are, uplifting again. That's how, when I left our consultation, I felt so uplifted for weeks. And even I was walking the dog last week thinking about it, and it was still making me feel good and cheerful. And it's been months now since I saw you. And it's not just what I learned, it's just like having somebody be that invested in giving you the chance to be the best version of yourself is a really amazing thing to do. And you could, like, I'm lucky I've got very good friends and your friends are always on your side, but actually just having somebody say, but here, let me show you some things just to help you feel elevated. It's just really awesome. Like, I really loved it.
Before we finish today, I'd like to leave you with a simple reminder. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is simply take a moment to pause, a moment to reflect, a moment to learn something new about ourselves. Because when we understand ourselves better, whether it's our values, our strengths, or even something as simple as the colours that naturally suit us, we begin to move through the world with greater confidence and authenticity. So, wherever you are today, I encourage you to take a moment for yourself, and I look forward to sharing another inspiring story with you very soon.
Thank you for listening to Take a Moment with Moana Robinson. Remember to visit her website, bestyledforlife.com.au, and book a time for a further conversation.